Welcome to episode 162 of the Hurricane Mike Show. And Jerry's already in the chat saying, welcome to Hay Week FTF. Amen, brother. We're not, well, we are kind of going to talk about that. But yeah, on Sunday, come to the Hurricane Mike Show. Whoo-wee. Can't wait for that. Anyways, and I still ain't forget about my bet either. Anyways, but speaking of that, man, Atlanta got swept by the Carolina Panthers for the first time since 2013. And even we beat the Panthers. Because why, Dad?
Because the Atlanta Falcons suck, my boy. Suck big time.
They do suck now. Yeah, they won't even have Penix or London on Sunday. Yeah, got the brooms out. Well, I had someone. Well, he didn't tell me specifically, but I know a Falcons fan, not personally, but I know of his existence, and he was reacting to, I want to say Saints Panthers. I think he was reacting to, and he was depressed, right? But then he was like, wait. Why am I depressed? All we gotta do is win all the divisional games because Tampa Bay's gonna start losing. Don't gotta worry about the Saints. Carolina gonna start losing. Man, we're gonna make playoffs. We're gonna win all of our divisional games. Then he goes ahead and loses to Carolina. So that's already one divisional game they've done lost. And now they're 3-7. So they are 3 games behind the 8 ball. Atlanta fans, just be like us. Just don't expect nothing. But anyways, let's get started with these games, and then we'll just go on. Starting on Thursday night, you had the New England Patriots beating the New York Jets 27-14. Patriots are on a magical run as they are 9-2, and the Jets are 2-8. And you know what that means? Draft mode. So yeah, how do you feel about the Patriots win over the Jets?
Patriots are hot, man. I think they just won the 7th in a row, 6th or 7th in a row.
8 wins in a row.
8 wins in a row. I mean, they are hot. They are peaking up. I don't want to say they're peaking at the right time because it's still kind of early to be playing your best football. But I mean, if they can keep this going, Patriots, man, they may be a tough out in the AFC playoffs, my boy. And yeah, you're right. The Jets, they're in their tank mode. They're gonna, seeing who they're gonna draft next year, and that's the story of their season. But the Patriots, man, watch out for them.
Yeah, I think the Jets benched Justin Fields. I think that's what I saw. I think it says something about them benching Fields. I think Tyrod Taylor's getting the nod this week, against Baltimore. But yeah, Trevon Henderson, man, 2nd round pick by the Patriots in this past draft. And that man had 3 touchdowns as the Patriots secure their 8th win in a row. I ain't gonna lie, when the game first started, it looked a little shaky, man. Jets went right down the field on them boys that first drive, and I'm like, oh shoot, are the Jets about to pull it off? And the Jets became the Jets, so the answer was no. But yeah, Patriots win, and don't look now, but Buffalo's reign of terror might have came to an early end. But it's a little too early for that. Anyways, now that let's talk about your favorite game, where I think every single person that especially lives in Spain would have loved watching this one. Dolphins with a 16-13 overtime victory over the Commanders. That was your reaction for this one?
Man, I woke up early for this one, boy. I didn't even get the sleep out of my eyes. I was trying to get the stuff out of my eyes, and I looked at the screen, and it was just a terrible game from start to finish. But then that finish, oh my God. I'm looking at the game. It's like 5 minutes left to go in the game. Washington has the ball, 4th and 2. and they're going for it. I'm like, kick the field goal. You up by 3, 5 minutes ago. You stop Tua. Tua's always one hit away from not knowing who he is. So you stop Tua, and you win the game. So they go for it. They don't make it. So then Miami takes the ball, and they go down the field, and they're fourth and, whatever. And okay, it's like 1 minute and something to go. I'm like, all right, they're going to kick the ball and win this game. And they go for it, and they don't make it. And I'm like, wait a second. Hold up. I mean, this is the fourth quarter, right? It's 1 minute to go in the game, right? What are they doing? I got the solution. I know what's the problem. All these young coaches, if you a coach and you age 38 to 48, my age, if you've played Madden all your life, so that's how you coach in these games, like you play in freaking Madden. Man, the old coaches, the Bill Parcells, the guys like that, they taking the 3 points all day and playing a game where they gonna win 13-10. I mean, where's that going? That's going to these young guys playing Madden. I mean, so I was pretty happy to see the Washington Commanders lose because they stupid, and I would like to see the Dolphins lose as well, but we can't have two teams lose at the same time for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. And God forbid they tie and extend that.
I was hoping that would be perfect if they tied, but they didn't.
No, because ain't nobody trying to watch them for an extra 10 minutes. Ain't nobody trying to do that. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I just went to church. I didn't even care about the game. I just went to the house of the Lord. I was
Good
like,
call.
this game ain't important. This game ain't that important.
Hallelujah.
And then I came home from church. Right, the game was still going. Okay, then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go back to church, and I'm being dead serious. I took myself back to church. I was like, this game ain't that important to miss out on the house of the Lord, bro. Nah, man, it's like, nah, they didn't even score a touchdown in the entire first half, both of them. So I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm good. But also another thing we're going for on 4 downs. I could maybe understand it if Patrick Mahomes is on the other side. If Aaron Rodgers, like prime Aaron Rodgers, is on the other side. If
Marcus Mariota's on the other side.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if the other quarterback, if you basically know that 85% chance they're going to score, then okay, I could maybe understand going for it. But you're going up against Marcus Mariota. I don't even know if Marcus Mariota knows what team he plays for. So what? Like, and then vice versa. You're going up against Tua. Yeah, there might be worse guys than Tua, but like, I mean, he's Tua. He's Tua. His name is just a number. Tua. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't even know if this man can spell his last name.
Tua, in crunch time, he's more liable to throw the ball to you than he is to his own players.
Bruh, him in crunch time is like, bruh, I think I am more likely to catch a ball than any of the Dolphins receivers. And I'm not even playing. Like, bruh, like, okay, like if Drew Brees, Joe Montana, Joe Namath, even like if the all-time great QBs are on the other side, okay, I would probably go for it in that situation. But you're going up against Marcus Mariota. This dude about to not be in the league in 5 months. And that's me being generous. But okay, yeah. I mean, y'all got your window. Good job, Miami. Good job on getting probably one of your last wins of the season. I hope you enjoy it. Next, let's talk about my favorite game of the weekend. Connor says, "What's up, boys? What's good, Connor? What's good, my brother?" Anyways, let's talk about this one. Carolina Panthers go into Atlanta and get the job done, 30-27 in another overtime showdown. What's your reaction to this one?
God dog Panthers, man. Y'all had to do that, man. Y'all, I was hoping the Falcons was gonna win this one, so they come in a little overconfident next week. You know, just to. I mean, I know we're gonna win the game, but just to rub it in their face a little more, just to have them think that they're gonna win, and then smack them down the sides. I mean, but you know, the Panthers had to go out and show out and get this overtime victory. You know, yay for them. That's all I gotta say. Yay for them.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a win-win either way. It's the Panthers win, and Atlanta is so depressed and discombobulated that the Saints get the easy win, or Atlanta wins, they're cocky, and then we slap them in the face. So it was really a win-win for me either way. And plus, we're coming off the bye week. Tyler Shuck about to become a dad. They don't have no panics, no London. But yeah, Bryce Young though. I love you, Bryce Young. And I'm going to tell you why I love me some Bryce Young. Because whenever he plays against the Saints, he plays like trash. But then he goes against Atlanta, and he passed for a franchise record in passing yards. That was the same Bryce Young that the Saints killed on Sunday. This man had 448 yards, which is now a Panthers franchise record in a single game. And Atlanta, Dad, what is Atlanta known for? What are the Falcons known for doing?
28-3.
Yep, they're known for blowing big leads, right? These boys were up 21-7, and y'all still couldn't get the job done. I'm looking at the score, and I'm like, okay, well, Atlanta, they're gonna get the easy win, but it doesn't matter. And then I go home, and I'm like, it's only a 5-point game. I'm like, what? Huh? So then y'all got slapped in the teeth. Panthers get the win, and the Panthers are now 6-5. And hey, it's between them and Tampa Bay right now. For now, but yeah, Panthers get the easy win. Well, it wasn't easy. Well, it was an easy win. Did you see that last? Well, that wasn't the last play, but did you see that play that basically set up the Panthers field goal with Tommy Tremble?
Yes.
Man, that boy running like he stole something. Man, Panthers win. Let's talk about another game that made me happy. Buffalo Bills put it on Tampa. Tampa Bay put it on Buffalo too, but the Bills put it on more as the Bills almost lost a game where they scored 44, by the way. But the Bills beat the Buccaneers at home 44-32 to try to keep the division race close with them in New England. What is your reaction after this one?
My reaction is you never know what Bills team you're going to get. I mean, you're going to get the Bills team sometimes that, loses to Miami, which seems to be like a yearly occurrence. Every year they lose to Miami. But or you get the Superman Bills as, the Bucs got Sunday, where Josh Allen threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 3 touchdowns. I mean, threw for over 300 yards. I mean, he was just Superman. He was just Superman, and Baker Mayfield had a pretty decent game too, but he wasn't Superman. He was just that little short quarterback that I can't stand, maybe because I was hoping the Saints would sign him, but he didn't. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so the Tampa Bay, they were looking good early in the season. I even heard some whispers of Baker Mayfield being an MVP candidate. I don't hear too much of that these days, but used to.
Yeah, since 2020, the Bills have only lost to Miami twice. So
they didn't lose last year?
Nope.
They lost this year.
Yeah, they lost this year and they lost in 22. Every other year has been a sweep for Buffalo. Just on that there. But anyways, that's beside the point. Josh Allen, man, he had an MVP type of game on Sunday. 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and yet they barely won. Like the score might be 12 points, but if you were keeping an eye, I mean, Tampa Bay had an easy chance to take this one from Buffalo, and yet Josh Allen, like they needed every single one of those touchdowns to win this one. But yeah, I mean Baker Mayfield, he had a good game too, but Josh Allen, I mean 6 touchdowns. I mean this man had more touchdowns than I have fingers on one hand. So yeah, Bills. I mean. They're trying. I mean, the Bills are so confused. It's like they go ahead and lose to Atlanta and Miami, but then you beat teams like, Kansas City and Tampa Bay. It makes no sense with Buffalo, but you know what? That's why the NFL is fun. Any given Sunday. So yeah, Bills get the win. They're 7-3. Buccaneers are 6-4, but Carolina is only half a game behind Tampa. So we'll see how that finishes. Houston Texans beating the Tennessee Titans 16-13. Texans are now 5-5, and they're back in the race as the Titans are 1-9, and they are back in the number 1 overall pick race that they never left. So, what is your recap from this one?
Whew, this looks like a terrible game. I didn't watch it, but I just can imagine just being bored out of my cotton picking mind watching this game. I mean, let's look at some of these stats here. Well, ain't nothing to look at. I mean, Davis Mills, had a pretty decent game, and Cam Ward, he did Cam Ward things. I'm sure. Yeah, he ain't do nothing. But anyway, yep, you're right. The Titans, they're thinking about who they're gonna get to help Cam Ward next year because they're gonna have that first, second, or third pick, I'm sure. So. Man needs some offensive linemen, I think. Just a hunch.
Yeah. I mean, the Titans, man, they were up 6-0 in the third quarter. And then Houston scores 10 in a row. And then the Titans late in the fourth quarter, they go on a 95-yard touchdown drive to tie things up at 13. But Davis Mills is one of the better backups in the league, okay? He has experience being a starter. He was Houston's starter for, I think, 2 or 3 years before they got C.J. Stroud. And Wright hit the game-winning field goal. It was right. It was not wide right, but the kick was right. And the Texans win in a defensive showdown. I don't even know if it was a defensive showdown. I think it was just 2 trash teams playing like 2 trash teams, to be honest with you. Okay, maybe the Texans aren't trash, but they're definitely not. I don't even think they're average, to be honest. I think they're kind of like in the average to below average type of range, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a couple games Houston won where it's like, did they like how did you do that? But yeah, Texans, they get the win and they are now 500 and they are currently 1 spot out of the playoffs. Next one, the Chicago Bears go to Minnesota. They almost choked against the Vikings, but they hit a field goal to win it 19-17. Bears 7-3 and are actually winning their division. Who thought we would be saying that here? And the Vikings are 4-6, and they are probably done with J.J. McCarthy after this season. What is your prediction what is your recap for this one?
I was just going to ask you think J.J. McCarthy is the man going forward?
Here's my thing.
Go ahead.
All right, well, here's my thing. Before the draft last year, and look, I'm not going to try to, victory lap because, whatever. But my thing is, before the draft, here's why. If y'all are true to the Hurricane Mike Show, not new to the Hurricane Mike Show, you would know that, my dad and I, we were not the biggest J.J. McCarthy fans coming out the draft. It wasn't that I didn't like him. It was just that there was so many flaws that playing on Michigan made everybody overlook the flaws. And on Sunday, every single flaw showed. He could not read a defense. He got too arrogant. He couldn't move outside the pocket. Whenever he did, he would just miss open receivers. It's like he's missing wide open 5-yard routes and he's throwing the ball deep. I don't know if you saw it, but Justin Jefferson, he looked pissed off. He wanted to go smack J.J. McCarthy upside the head with his helmet or something. Like do some Miles Garrett type of itch. But yeah, what do you think about JJ McCarthy now that you've seen him play at the professional level?
I, he's at a point now where he needs, to do better at home. 16 for 32, 150 yards, 2 interceptions. That's not good, JJ. I mean, but on the other side, Caleb Williams didn't have a great game either. I mean, 16 for 32, no touchdowns. I mean, I just see the quarterback play this year just being trash overall. I mean, you can look around the league how they're dumbing the quarterback position down for these brothers, and they just I don't know. This is not 2012 anymore, where everybody was just flinging it all over the park. They struggle.
Yeah, I mean the Bears. I mean they almost lost bro. They almost lost this game. Even if the Vikings won, my thoughts don't change on JJ McCarthy. Even if the Vikings would have won, my thoughts don't change. Like, I mean, a 56-yard kick return by Devin Duvernay set up a game-winning field goal as time expired, and the Bears are now number one in the NFC North. Good for y'all. Dennis Allen, I hope you're happy. Whatever. Next, the Green Bay Packers won another game where they scored 27. This is like, I think, their fifth time winning a game, scoring 27. So, I mean, yeah, they beat the Giants 27-20. What is your reaction to this? As Jameis Winston could not get the job done.
My reaction is he did not eat a W this weekend. He ate a L, and that's not good, Jameis. I mean, he played pretty well. I mean, I've seen most of this game. He played pretty well, good enough to win. But Packers were just a little better, and the Packers may be getting things together like they supposed to be. I mean, they were supposed to contend for the NFC Championship, but they've been looking like trash all year. They might be getting things together at the right time.
Yeah, like a lot of times when you go look at the history, the winner of the Super Bowl usually is not the best team in the NFL. The winner of the Super Bowl is usually the team that gets hot at the right time. Like if you look at last year's Super Bowl, the Eagles, they were 14-3. They weren't the best team. They won 14 games. But why? They went on a big winning streak at the end of the year. When the Buccaneers won in 2020, they were not the best team. They didn't even win their division because that was when the Saints were good. So the Saints won the division that year. But the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl because why? They got hot at the right time. The Rams, a year after that, they won the Super Bowl when they got hot at the right time. So, like, the best team in the NFL this year, whoever gets the one seed might not win the Super Bowl because sometimes, okay, the best team gets the win, but most of the time it's whoever gets hot at the right time. Now, if you're the best team, you obviously got hot all season, but I mean, you get that bye week. So, I mean, sometimes the bye week can benefit you, but sometimes it could hurt you in a way as well because, you're not as prepared as you think you should be. But yeah, Packers beat the Giants 27-20. They're 6-3-1. I think they're second in their division, I think. And the Giants are 2-9, and they're also in draft mode. I mean, when you fire your head coach, you're basically admitting that the season's basically over. So you're just trying to kick the can while you can. So, yeah, I mean, Packers get the W, though. Next up, the Steelers blowing the donkey out the Cincinnati Bengals, 34-12. Where it was a close game for a minute. It was actually defensive. When can you say that about a Bengals game? But it was actually defensive for a minute. But then Joe Flacco remembered that he is indeed not that guy. What's your reaction to this one?
Well, let's see. The Steelers won the battle. They may have lost the war with Aaron Rodgers hurting his little hand. I don't know if the X-rays came back if he broke anything. I mean, this is his left hand, so he may be all right. But that's something to watch to see because we know Mason Rudolph ain't the guy. He's not taking the Steelers anywhere. He's not taking anybody anywhere. Except Myles Garrett. He's gonna take him to Disneyland and stuff. You got to be real nice to Myles Garrett. because he'll liable to smack you upside the head or something. So anyway, getting back to this game. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. They're 6-4 now. They're sitting pretty good in the wild card race, but I think they're just paper thin. I mean, they're gonna go on a losing streak pretty soon, I believe.
Well, the Steelers, they gotta get their 9 or 10 wins, and then they'll become trash again. But
Maybe.
yeah, but yeah, the Steelers, man, they just take down. I mean, this was really a game where it's like, I mean, the Bengals scored as many touchdowns for the Steelers as the Steelers offense did. Throwing a pick six and then fumbling it, and then the Steelers took it for a touchdown. While the Steelers also scored 2 touchdowns on offense. So, yeah, this was just an all-around game for Pittsburgh. The Bengals just never stood a chance. I mean, that's not true, though. I mean, they stood a chance early in the game. But then the Bengals in the second half, like at halftime, Zach Taylor went into the locker room, and he was like this, boys, what are y'all doing? We cannot be in a game, man. We need to make these fans cry in the middle of the street. So why are we in a close game? This is what y'all gonna do when y'all go out there. Y'all gonna give the Steelers the touchdowns. Yeah, that's how that went, I guess. I don't know. Next. Boy. Jaguars put the beat down on every member of the Chargers, 35-6. Every drive, it seemed like the Chargers went 3 now, bro. It's like, bro, what? How, Chargers? How? And you see, I knew this was a game that they all were going to lose. I knew y'all were going to lose this game. I had a gut feeling. But I didn't know it was going to be this. What's your reaction to this?
Did Justin Herbert get hurt or did he get benched? Looked like he got benched.
I think he got benched.
Yeah, because Trey Lance got in the game, and I don't know. So that's not good. If Trey Lance is throwing footballs for your football team, it's not good. Because Trey Lance is not very good at football. We all know this. But yeah. So this may have put the nail in the coffin for the Chargers winning the division. Now the Broncos won. We're gonna get in that later. They won, so now they got a 2-game lead over the Chargers with like 6 games to go. Looks like Sean Payton and them sitting pretty good in the divisional race.
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers, they still have a shot to win the division, but it's highly unlikely right now. I think they still play Denver 1, if not 2 times the rest of the season. I don't know if they or did they? I don't know if they played already. They might have. I don't know. I don't remember Charger games or Bronco games in the back of my head. But the Jaguars. I think the Chargers fans. I think the Chargers as a team. They have to call Jaguars their father because every single time the Chargers play Jacksonville, something's going on. Like this is the same team where a couple years ago in the playoffs. The Chargers were up 27-0 in the first half against these boys. And then the Jaguars stormed all the way back.
All right, the Chargers did play the Broncos in week 3. They played at Los Angeles, and the Chargers won 23-20.
All right, so they do have the tiebreaker, but they still play Denver one more time. So I think
the last game of the year, they play in Denver.
That game might decide the division right there. So yeah, that game. If I had to guess, I think that game's probably going to be marked the Sunday night game, unless like a team goes on like a losing streak. But yeah, Jaguars win, 35-6. Rams beating the Seahawks on their home turf, 21-19 in the NFC West showdown. What's your reaction to this?
Well, we had a suspicion that this might be the best game of the weekend, and it looked like it was. Both teams. I'm still don't sleep on the Seahawks, even though they lost this game. They still got the talent, I believe, I mean, these two teams might see each other again in the playoffs. In fact, I'm betting that they will. And it may just be in the NFC Championship game. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, good win for the Rams. 8-2, sitting pretty. But the Seahawks, they still on that. They still on that booty. They still on that booty. Still on that booty, boy.
Yeah. My concern though with the Rams, they won, but Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. How did you only win by 2 points?
The NFL is crazy these days. I mean, you think something shouldn't happen if this happens, but then it does happen. I mean, you gotta look at the other thing. You gotta look at what they did with the penalties and what they did with the time of possession, and there's a lot of factors that go into winning games these days.
Yeah, I mean they still won, but if the Seahawks would have won this game, which they almost did, if they would have hit that 61-yard field goal, I think it was, and he almost made it too. It was just a little bit short, and he kind of pushed it. But like, if they would have won this game, throwing 4 interceptions, the fact that they almost won when Darnold throws 4 interceptions, that honestly, I think that's more impressive than the Rams actually doing. I think that's more impressive for Seattle than it is for the Rams. That they almost beat the Rams with throwing 4 interceptions. So if Darnold cuts like 2 of those interceptions, I think they probably win this game. So if I'm Seattle, I'm not tripping. I mean, I am tripping on Darnold. Like, you got to be playing better than that. But if he can just maybe only throw 2 interceptions and not 4, then maybe y'all might win. I don't know. Next one. 49ers beat the Cardinals 41-22. But that Jacoby Brissett threw 47 completions, which is an NFL record. And
Nice.
yet they lost by 19.
I mean, you throw for 47 completions for 450 yards, and you only have 22 points. It seems like you should have a 40 burger on somebody, right? I mean, what else were y'all doing? Did we run the ball? No, we didn't run the ball. 36 yards total running the ball. So, I mean, just like we've been saying all year long, where's the balance at? Hit goes to show you. They passed up and down the field for 3 straight hours and still lost the game. Why? Because they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't control the clock.
Yeah. I mean, Brock Purdy was back, and the 49ers dominated. I mean, look, like, most of the game.
You didn't even lose. You got dominated.
Yeah. I mean, look, if the thing is, having a balance, even if you are struggling to run the ball, here's why you should always run the ball. Well, not always, but this is why you should always have balance, even if you're struggling to run or pass. Because if the other team knows that they're shutting one of yours down, then guess what they're going to assume that you're doing? They're going to be like, oh, we just stopped this run play, so they're definitely going to pass the ball next time. But if you run the ball, that could catch them off guard, and you can get like a free first down. So it's not just about success. I mean, obviously you run the ball for success, you pass the ball for success. But if you can't pass the ball well, then guess what the defense might think? They might be like, oh, shoot, they can't pass the ball. Man, if we just stop the run, we're going to win. But guess what? That gives you a passing attack. Defenses want the other team to be one-dimensional. Because when you're one-dimensional, the defense only has to worry about one thing. But if you run the ball and pass the ball at the same time, the defense has to watch everything. So, like, I just don't understand it. Like, bro, what is it that easy to be a head coach now? What, you just need to have a pulse and you good? Well, you just need a pulse and no common sense and you're good to be a head coach?
Play that Madden, boy.
Clearly. Like, okay, maybe in Madden, maybe that formula works. In Madden, yes, it does. But this ain't Madden, my brother. In Madden, you can throw the ball every play and you're going to win. But in the NFL, these people are not auto-generated. Next game. Ravens beat the Browns 23-16 in a game which confuses everything. What's your reaction? And also, Shedeur Sanders, man, he played poorly. What is your reaction to this one?
My reaction, not confused at all. I see this game very clearly. Shedeur Sanders is the story of the NFL football season. A 5th round pick, started the year as 4th on the depth chart. Now is 2nd on the depth chart. And now got in the game because Dylan Gabriel forgot who he was.
And got concussed.
And got what?
Got concussed.
Okay, that's what I mean. He forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This stat line from Shedeur Sanders. This is the worst stat line I've seen since Nathan Peterman, 2017, when he threw 5 interceptions in a game when he was a rookie. Man,
in the first half.
In one half of football, 4 for 16, 47 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He had a beautiful 4-yard pass that the guy ran for the first down. That was beautiful. It was. But other than that, no, it just wasn't happening. You can see how he's not ready. You can see how they're making all excuses for him today. Talking about he didn't get no reps with the first team. Well, you're not supposed to. I don't know. What's your take?
My take on this one is that the Ravens won their 4th straight game. So, knowing that fact, knowing that you were playing the Ravens, who at the time won 3 straight, I think, and this might just be me, I think Shedeur Sanders is also not ready. Because, you know why? A lot of things go into being an NFL quarterback. Talent only gets you so far. But you have to have the mind to be a QB. Okay? But I also think half of this might be the Browns or even the media's fault. And here's why. The media tore this man down, bro. Just for being the son of Deion Sanders. I think that got to him a little bit. I think that did. So I think it goes with the media and not being pro ready at this current moment. Because they tore this man down just for being Deion Sanders' son. They let this man wait. This man was a couple rounds from being undrafted just for being the son of Deion Sanders.
Are you going to church Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, I need you to repent when you're there.
Okay.
You need to repent because that blasphemy you just said. This dude brings it all on himself, 100% on himself. Just to show you, he gets into the game for the first time all year long. After the man been holding him down, the media, he gets into the game and he's doing this. Look like he's Hulk Hogan coming onto the field saying, "Yep, where's my cheers at?" No, see, that's why people can't stand Shedeur Sanders, and I'm one of those people.
I still like Shedeur, man. I like the confidence he has in him.
And I'm very happy he struggles.
So you're just praying for this man's downfall?
Because if he succeeds, then all these dudes coming out of college gonna have the same little attitudes, the same little arrogance. There's no room in football for that. So I hope he struggles, and I hope he doesn't do well. But that's me.
Okay. Oh, next game. Broncos beating the Chiefs 22-19. And for the first time in a long time, the Chiefs might not be making the playoffs this season. Crazy. But also another thing. Another thing. Are we? Wait on. Okay, I remember. I was going to say another thing. I looked on a spreadsheet where the Kansas City Chiefs are still favored to win the Super Bowl. And I'm like,
Well,
how much benefit of
I
the
would
doubt
tear
can
that
we give these
spreadsheet up and
guys?
throw it in the trash can.
It's like, okay, I'm not saying it's impossible for them to win. I'm not saying it's impossible. But they're not even in the playoffs right now. If the season ended today, the Chiefs would be the second team out. Not even the first team out. So where is all this hoopla coming from? And look, I'm not saying it's impossible in the Super Bowl. I understand that some teams have won Super Bowls from even like higher odds to win. I understand teams went from 5-5 before and probably went at least made the playoffs and maybe went on a run if they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. I understand the Chiefs are the Chiefs and they got Mahomes, Kelsey, Andy Reid, Pacheco, a solid defense. I understand that. But why are they number one? I could maybe see number 6 or 7 or 8, depending on if you have faith in the Chiefs to bounce back. But why number one over teams that are good already? So what's your takeaway from this one?
My takeaway: if the Kansas City Chiefs make the playoffs, they're gonna have to play on the road this year. They're gonna have to play that wild card weekend round, so they won't have all the advantages they've had in the past few years. But this particular game, yeah, y'all gotta start respecting my boy Bo Nix. I mean, I know he threw out some duds this season, but he threw for practically 300 yards Sunday. He let them, come from behind victory in the fourth quarter. Yeah, so now they're sitting at 9-2, 2-game lead in their division. I think they're fighting for the home field advantage now. I like it.
Yeah. I think they're currently the 1 seed, I think.
What are the Colts?
Yeah.
Colts. I mean, either them or the Colts is up there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that after we're done the recap show. Anyways, yeah, look, the Broncos, I mean, they've won their 8th straight game as they took down the Chiefs. And they still play the Chiefs one more time. So if the Chiefs lose another one, that'll be their 6th loss, which would be the most in the Mahomes era. I'm just saying, man. Kansas City. Last season, they were 11-0 in one-score games. And this year they're 0-5. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, I think that referee magic. I think the referees heard what they were saying about the Chiefs. How everybody was saying how they favoritize them, because they did. I think the referees are actually calling fair games with the Chiefs now. And this is the Chiefs team. This is the last year's Chiefs team. If the referees did not favorize the Chiefs on everything. This is last year's Chiefs. It's not that they just regressed. It's they've always been a subpar 500 team. Like, I still think they're a good team, but I just don't think that they should be this team where everybody should just drop everything to go say that they're going to win the Super Bowl. It's like, I mean, like I said, it could happen, but hey, anybody could still win the Super Bowl. The Saints still have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. They ain't eliminated yet, even though it feels like we are, but we're not. Anyways, let's talk about the Sunday night game. Eagles take down the Lions 16-9. What's your recap from this one?
The only thing there is to talk about is that pass interference call. I mean, was this not the most atrocious call we've seen since the Nola no call?
Yeah, I mean, there was little hand fighting. Like there, if anything, AJ Brown pushed off more than the defender did.
AJ Brown pushed off, and they called pass interference, giving the Eagles this chance to win the game. I don't understand it. I mean, those referees in that game needs to be investigated. I mean, just not a good look, NFL. I mean, not a good look.
Yeah, like if you're gonna call a PI one or the other, I would have called it on Brown. I personally wouldn't have called PI regardless because I don't even think Brown pushed off that egregiously. But if you're gonna call it on someone, it has to be on Brown. It's like how are you gonna look at the center of the field and say it's PI? Like, bro, like I watched that last clip. I ain't gonna lie though, I went to bed, bro. This game was that boring. I just snoozed. I've been snoozing a lot of primetime games lately because that's how bad they've been. But I did catch the end. Like I did. Like I saw a little video where the dude. Like I think Brown pushed off more than the defender did. But yeah, I mean the Lions. I mean the Eagles. They're 8-2. I respect it a little bit. I mean AJ or Jalen Hurts. It's got that team in a winning position. We'll see if he can capitalize on it. So about that Monday night game, another game I snoozed. Cowboys beat the Raiders 33-16. What is your reaction to this?
I was snoozing with you. I mean, I saw it was like 33-9. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I mean, this is terrible. The Raiders are a bad football team. They're going nowhere, and the Cowboys, are a bad football team, and they just, the Raiders gave them one this game. So that's it. Nothing else to say.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I mean, and now I think this is an appropriate time. We're going to bring back what we did last season, where we got to like a certain part of the season, and we're going to be bringing back the playoff picture, where we're going to keep track of every team who's still in the race, which right now everybody's in the race for now. Some teams might be getting eliminated soon, some might not be. I don't know if any teams are like eliminatable, I guess. I don't know. But let's start. Do you want to go over the AFC or the NFC first?
Go NFC.
NFC. All right, starting with who has the 1 seed in the NFC. It's the Philadelphia Eagles with an 8-2 record. They currently have more than a 99% chance to make it in. They're currently first in their division, obviously, and they just beat the Lions. So we'll see what happens with that. Number 2 seed, the Los Angeles Rams, who bumped up from the 5th seed to the 2 seed after their win versus the Seahawks. The Rams currently have a 99% chance to make it into the playoffs. The 3 seed in the NFC is the Chicago Bears with the 7-3 record. They currently have a 58% chance to make it, the lowest out of all the division winners up to this point. They went up from the 6th seed to the 3 seed because they just took control of their division after their win over the Vikings. And the 4th seed in the NFC stayed the same as it's the Buccaneers with a 6-4 record, and they have an 85% chance to make it in. The wild card round, the teams in the wild card, the 5th seed is the Seattle Seahawks, who have a 90% chance to make it in with a 7-3 record. They fell down from the 2 seed to the 5th seed after their loss to the Rams. They basically just swapped places. The 6th seed is the Green Bay Packers with a 6-3-1 record. They currently have a 74% chance to make it in, as they went up from the 7th to the 6th seed after their win over the Giants. And the 49ers are back in the playoffs as they have the 7th seed, and a week ago they weren't in the playoff picture, but now they're in there. But now they got the 7th seed after their win over the Cardinals, and they have an 86% chance to make it in. The 8th seed is the Detroit Lions, who's now 6-4, and they went from the 3 seed to the 8th seed, as they now have a 74% chance to make it in. They went from first in their division to 3rd. The Carolina Panthers are currently the 2nd team out with a 21% chance to make it in with a 6-5 record. Dallas Cowboys are the 3rd team out with a 4-5-1 record. And they have a 7% chance to make it in. They went from 11 to number 10. They have a 7% chance. Their odds aren't likely. Like, it's still possible for them to make it in, but their odds are not likely. The odds are definitely not in their favor. The Minnesota Vikings are number 11 with a 4-6 record, and they have a 5% chance to make it in. So they're basically dead in the water at this point, especially in the NFC North. The Arizona Cardinals are the 12th seed with a 3-7 record. They have less than a 1% chance to make it in. The Atlanta Falcons are number 13 with a 3-7 record. There you go. And they have a 1% chance. The Washington Commanders are number 14 with a 3-8 record. They have less than a 1% chance to make it in. The New Orleans Saints are the 15th seed with a 2-8 record. They have less than a 1% chance. And the New York Giants are number 16 with less than a 1% chance to make it in with a 2-9 record. Now, the AFC side of things. The Denver Broncos currently hold the 1 seed with a 9-2 record. They have a 96% chance to make it in. New England Patriots, and they also went up from the 2 seed to the 1 seed, so they jumped up. And the Patriots jumped up from the 3 seed to the 2 seed with a a 98% chance to make it in. The Colts got the 3 seed after they were on bye, so they fell from the 1 seed to the 3 seed without playing the game. So the Colts are the 3 seed with an 8-2 record. They have a 90% chance to make it in. Steelers are number 4 with a 6-4 record. 39% chance for them to get in. Low odds, but they're currently winning their division right now. The Bills have the 5th seed with the 7-3 record. They went up from number 6 to number 5 after their win over the Bucks. The Buffalo Bills now have a 93% chance to make it in. The Los Angeles Chargers are currently the 6th seed with a 7-4 record. They have a 60% chance to make it in. They went down from 5 to 6. And the Jaguars currently have the 7th seed with a 6-4 record. They have 65% chance to make it in. But now, if I were y'all, I would look at the Chargers and the Jaguars, because the Jaguars, if the Chargers lose and Jacksonville wins this week, Jacksonville takes over that 6th spot. So, yeah. Let's talk about the teams that are on the bubble, aka in the hunt. The Houston Texans are the 8th seed with a 5-5 record. They have a 29% chance to make it in. The Chiefs, they are the 9th seed with a 5-5 record and a 51% chance. The Ravens are the 10th seed at 5-5 with a 77% chance to make it in. The Dolphins are the 11th seed with a 4-7 record, and they currently have a 1% chance to make it in. The Cincinnati Bengals are the 12th seed with a 3-7 record, and they have less than a 1% chance to make it in. The Raiders are the 13th seed with a 2-8 record, and they have less than a 1% chance. The Jets are number 14 with a 2-8 record. They have less than a 1% chance. Browns are number 15 at 2-8, less than 1% chance, and the Titans are at number 16 as they are the only team with only 1 win, as they have a 1-9 record and less than a 1% chance to make it. So, Dad, after seeing all this, do you think anything's possibly going to change, or do you think this is probably
several things are going to change? It's still kind of early, still 7 weeks to go, pretty much, and so a lot of things will be jockeying for positions and changing, especially on that bubble. I see a lot of those bubble teams, making it in if they get a good run together in this last month and a half of the season.
Yeah. I mean, the NFC North itself is basically a playoff. You have 3 NFC North teams that are in the top 8 of the playoffs right now. So that division is probably the most enticing one. I mean, the Bears are currently leading that division, 7-3. To be fair, the Bears have been playing a lot of crappy opponents lately, but we'll just see how that shapes the conference. And now, Dad, if there was one team that is on the bubble of both conferences that you think could make it in, who do you think that would be? And if there's a team in the playoffs that you think might get kicked out, who do you think it would be from both conferences?
I'm not on board with the Jaguars. I think they're a pretty flaky team, and I think you have them in the 7th spot right now.
Yep, they're in number 7.
Yeah, I think they can be knocked out. I mean, look at the Chiefs, just from the coaching and the Patrick Mahomes and all. So watch for that to be flipped around a little bit going forward.
Yeah, now, for me in the AFC, I ain't gonna lie, I think the Steelers, I think they're gonna get out. I know they're currently winning their division right now, But Baltimore's right on their tail, and if they don't have no Aaron Rodgers, it could be bad. And a team that I could see maybe replacing them is obviously the Ravens. They're 5-5 right now, and they are only 10. They're only the 10th seed. But to be honest, the seeding doesn't matter for Baltimore. What matters is the division, because all they got to do is overtake Pittsburgh, and they're in the 4th spot. So I think that's probably the most likely if I was a betting man. And on the NFC, did you say your NFC teams?
No, I think watch Green Bay because they're doing better now, but I still don't like Jordan Love. I think they still have a couple more losses in them, so they could be working themselves out of the playoff picture soon.
All right, and who do you think could replace them potentially?
I don't have the list in my head to remember. Who was the eighth seed?
The Lions.
Yeah, the Lions could definitely go on a run. I mean, even though they're Jekyll and Hyde sometimes, I still think they could make a run in December.
Yeah. All right. For me, I understand they're number 3 right now, but I won't be shocked if Chicago comes crashing down. To be honest with you, I won't be surprised. And a team I could see maybe replacing the Bears, I feel like, honestly, it depends. Maybe the Panthers, if the Panthers are consistent. Just saying. But anyways, Dad, do you have anything else for us?
Nope, we're good.
All right. Shout out to Jerry and Connor for popping in the chat. Dad, where can they find you?
On Mic'd Up YouTube page and on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
Yep, you can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell, and so you don't miss another upload. And Dad, we're gonna leave them as always with a who dat, and don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcons fan. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Especially this week.